Can we go back to our childhood and heal ourselves? To me, the answer would be a yes. The psychoanalytical theory of Sigmund Freud postulates the three basic principles on which the adult personality is developed during its childhood, based on three principles of the id, the ego and the superego. Now, basic research about our brain enables you to know about yourself, enables you to work consciously on your subconscious levels. It enables us, empowers us to make use of the right techniques, knowing about your brain, making use of the scientific researches, combining it with spiritual practices, the faith, the belief, the spirituality that has to do with the world, that is the world of energy. The divine world, the world of abundance, the world of energy, along with the quantum world, the ancient books, the spiritual textbooks. When you get to know about certain details, these get stored and saved in our subconscious, and the retrieval of information takes place, which helps us to work upon our past wounds and memories, get over those memories, the past memories, the wounds, the negative experiences, the bad experiences. You wash away those, become a clean slate, full of confidence, full of energy, with an empowered mind, an empowered self. And there is nothing like an empowered mind, like an empowered self, a self free of the dependencies, no hard memories, no bad feelings, no ill thoughts, no negativity, abundance, prosperity and positivity. This is one life and we need to live it to the fullest. So let's begin with the principle of ego, id-ego and the superego. So the id has to do with the primitive instinctual behavior and desires within us, that has to do with the sexual desires, the sexual drives, and the drives that has to do with our basic hunger needs, and the needs that is completely governed by the instincts, that is channelized by the instinct, and this operates on an unconscious level. And since we are unconscious about our needs, at the early stages, we are not very aware. That is the awareness level which is still unconscious. The beauty of this stage of psychosexual development is the desires are free of guilt. That is the raw organic desire within us, that drives within us, that has no moral bounds, because the awareness level operating on the unconscious level. This is the stage in the early childhood which takes place the gradual growth and the instinctive behaviors, the mind without fear. So at this stage for the child, it is the desires without guilt. So this is the beauty of this stage, coming to the ego that operates on the principle of reality, that has to do with the conscious realm. Why? Usually it comes under the conscious realm because it is that based on really what is possible and what is not possible, what is practical and what is impractical. That is the principle of reality, and the ego operates on that. The super ego has to do with the principle of moral conscience, morality. On the grounds of morality, whether the desire that I am having will be socially accepted or not. Is it socially acceptable or not? This operates on the level of morality. Is the super ego. So we get to know by this psychoanalytical theory that the ego mediates between the id and the super ego. That is my desire, which is organic, which is free of guilt, and my moral principles, that sense of morality within me that will tell me, okay, this desire of me is right and this will be socially acceptable, and this will be a taboo, this will socially not be accepted. This distinguished desires and the operating of the desires, the drawing the balance between the desires, ego plays that role. Ego is based on reality and practical and impractical, operating on my conscious level. So the ego mediates between my organic desires and the desires governed by the moral principles, by my moral conscience. As we grow up, being from the early childhood to adolescence to adulthood, we have actively experienced it at the stage of adolescence, and as we grow up, are grown up to middle age, to old age, to older age, we experience that as we grow up, the DNA within us, that is the organic instinctual desire within us, is more and so governed with the moral conscience, and that somehow has to do with the past memories, because those organic desires within us, even when we grow up, if those have not been healed or those have been subject to certain wrong memories, it triggers certain kind of emotions within us. So how does it impact our adulthood? How is it impacting our lives? The past memories that has to do with those organic desires of ours, those unfulfilled needs, somewhere we have different childhoods and different childhood memories, some good, some not that good, and some are very ugly memories. Those are the wounds. As we grow up, there is this shame factor, the factor of embarrassment, the factor of guilt that keeps playing within us. You will not get to know that what is it that is driving me to do something like this, or which is driving me to vent out my anger on this particular person. What is it that is irritating me? What is it that is bringing me to a low note? Childhood memories have a great impact on our lives. Even as you grow as an adolescent, even when you grow up to be an adult, if you have failed an interview, when you cross that phase of your life and you reach your middle age or say old age, any of that memory can start bothering you, which will be a hidden memory. You will not get to know what is it that is bothering me suddenly, and it is that memory which we are not aware of, because consciously we have no clue about it, we have forgotten it, it's a long time ago, done and dusted, but the subconscious has not yet dusted it, it's still holding on to it. How will we know about what is that particular memory that is bothering you? And during the practice of meditation, when you go deep down, your intuitive power will become more active, and once your intuitive power becomes active, you will get rid of those hidden memories. It is the hidden memories, according to Freud's psychoanalytical theory also, as we grow up into an adult, the kind of persona, the kind of personality we acquire, the kind of personality, the behavior that we exhibit is the mixture of the complex behavior that is driven and that is conducted by these three structures, that is the id, that is the ego and the superego. Yes, I did call it structure because it is at times referred to structures also. Why? Because these exist in our brain, but it is not a part of any organ. It is not tangible. It is an intangible thing. The id, the ego and the superego. That is why it is referred to as structured also. This is something we can sense. This is something we know, but this is not something we can get hold of. It is the mind, the unconscious, the preconscious, the conscious, governed with desire, either governed with genetics, either governed with the organic self, the unconscious, and desires governed with morality. Here is where we draw the line between the right and the wrong. Every desire is not good for us. Every desire is not acceptable in the society. So somewhere we have to condition ourselves, we have to work on ourselves and get rid of the old ancient conditioning, any conditioning that has occurred in our lives because of any negative or ugly memory or a bad past or a bad childhood. It will act as the hidden memory, and we have to get rid of the hidden memories conditioning, and we have to recondition ourselves. And this completely depends on the kind of childhood you have been subjected to, I have been subjected to, and this doesn't have to do with only good, bad, negative, positive. It has to do with the uniqueness and the different childhood we human beings are subjected to, which brings out different personalities within us, different behaviors, and the complex behavior that gets conducted. We think we are doing it, but it is actually the science within us, the neuroscience within us, which is making us do it, and it is controlled by the supreme consciousness that is controlling everything and anything in this universe. I believe so. I'm not generalizing it. It depends on you as a person, whatever you believe in, but it is the synergy effect of faith, it is the synergy effect of the spiritual science and the neuroscience, science of this world. This is how we can work on ourselves, and by the help of meditative practices, we can completely heal ourselves. We can come out of any wounded memory and start afresh in our lives. Only a clean slated mind, a mind free of negativity, a mind free of negative aura will enable you to become a vibrational match of your expectations from this universe, a vibrational match of whatever abundance you are expecting from the universe. And a mind without dependencies will never go on a sulking mode. It will be so empowered, it will never sulk on any human being or any situation, never crib about any situation. It will be so empowered that it will be confident about its goals and its focus. It will not get distracted. And once you get that kind of a mind free of dependency will be so empowered, it will never let you go into a sulking mode. You will get to observe yourself a self-improved personality, a personality that is free of dependencies, a personality that will never ask or beg for help from anybody because it will not depend on any other person's help. It will be capable by itself. It will never go on a sulking mode or crib about situations. Every situation, every test coming my way, I will come out of it with flying colors because I am free of dependencies. No dependencies what the slavery bred. It is the dependencies that create problems for us, that make us slave of our mind, slave of our desires, slave of any kind of human being, slave of any kind of thing. And once you get into a slavery mode, you can never be a free mind, a mind that is without fear.